Yeah.
Hey, 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 hey. Yeah.
Ah. Oh
You always wind up for that one.
Oh. That was the
What?
good morning binger. Woo!
It sounds like a good morning over there. That
And,
coffee's hot. Ow.
Yeah. Did you overheat your coffee? Because I just took too big a bong hit.
Fresh pot
Oh, fresh pot. Nice.
of coffee.
Oh, I thought you got some pot.
Just the little gummies, man.
Yeah.
Can't smoke anymore. Books me up.
I go into Kaiju yesterday to see what, I'm always checking in. And it was, the chat was moving 1,000,000 miles an hour. I said, oh, what is happening today? What fun is happening today? And there was a new hot command in the Discord, !Frank. And when you would do !Frank, Frank would come up with a kaiju face and start shaking his butt and dancing. And I bet you don't even know what Frank is.
I'm a little lost.
You're a little lost, huh? Oh, Frank. I'll send you some Frank stuff. Don't worry.
I'll be frank with you.
Yeah. Let's see. Should I just go into the kaiju chat and say Frank?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, really? I thought. All right, I'm gonna send this to you so that you can display it for our. So Frank, if I could describe it best, is the second coming of Kevin.
Oh, first Kevin, now Frank.
Now,
okay, I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Now, this thing minted 2 days ago. It has nothing to do with kaijus. This is just the latest, whatever. Minted 2 days ago.
I have seen this. Yeah.
And they're probably over 1 ETH this morning. I think they minted for 0.05, and they've just been flying. It's the meme du jour, the meme of the week. Frank.
Put that shit on everything.
Yep.
Pull that up there. Frank, hashtag Frank.
There it is. Frank in all his glory. You should see it when it moves.
I've seen that little waddle.
Yeah. I mean, you could just go buy a baby kaiju and hop into the room and do the hot command. Awesome.
One of these days.
They nerfed the godlies pretty good, huh? We haven't had a godly in a minute.
In Raid Party?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think reducing the spawn rate of it was maybe a little bit of an overreaction. They cut the spawn rate in half, right? A lot of times people see that 0.5% down to 0.25% doesn't seem like a big deal, but in essence they should spawn half as much as they did before. I do think that we were just running really good for that first little bit, and even if we had, since they made that change, even if we had twice as many godlies, we'd still only be at 2, because I think we've only had 1 since that change, right?
Yep, just 1.
Yeah. So, I don't.
Actually, we've had 2. I think we've had 2.
Oh, we have. Okay. I'm not really sure, but that's all right. Confetti's struggling. Raid Party's in a bit of a slump. I haven't actually. God, if I'm being honest with you, I haven't really checked a whole lot this week. Been pretty busy with some other stuff. Moonbirds just announced a raffle. All right, let's check that out. Let's see what's going on.
Premint.xyz.
Yeah, I know Dekenza wanted to, as he so eloquently put it, fight with his money. Okay, yeah. Breaking news 2 minutes ago from the Moonbirds Twitter. I'll pull this up too.
Yeah, go
Moonbirds _ XYZ. GM, bots and gas wars suck. So we're switched the Moonbirds launch to a pre-mint NFT allow list raffle. More details and an explainer video from Kevin Rose here at premint.xyz. We could click on that too and see what happens. So they are going to go ahead with the 2.5 ETH mint price. That makes sense to me. There is a video with Kevin Rose here. If that sound played on here, I would display it. $7,800
million. He's gonna raise $60 million, isn't he?
peanuts. You must have at least 2.5 ETH in your wallet. You have to follow Moonbirds on Twitter and then verify your Discord account, and you are in. This is a great use of pre-mint. I think that this is, I know people wanted, as you said, to fight with your money. Gas wars do suck, don't suck. There's tons of different takes on that.
Well, you need to have
nobody.
You need to have the ETH in your wallet, so I think that's going to at least help your chances a bit here. There's,
yeah, 100%.
There are going to be people entering multiple wallets, but it won't be like, Takashi's raffle where there's 5 million registered people. So yeah, it's still a long shot, but R2 and I talk about this all the time. I think most projects, especially ones with demand, are going to move in this direction because it's the only thing that's fair. And look, I know for us, it's the Wild West and we love our wars and all this type of stuff. But as NFTs go mainstream, the allow listing systems we have and the gas wars, and so that's not going to cut it in the public. So
no. What AJ Vaynerchuk and Gary Vee went through yesterday,
oh God,
2 days ago,
right?
Companies are not putting that on the line. I'm sorry.
No. Look. NFT people, we're like, oh, they robbed $25 million from us. Oh well, back to the table.
Yep.
The public is not quite going to be that easy. So this, I think this is also why we talk about pre-mint being, we're very bullish on pre-mint. I know they just raised at a $10 million valuation, and boy, I think they're worth every penny.
Yeah, I'm actually waiting for an email back from Brendan Mulligan, the founder of Pre-Mint. He actually responded to one of my DMs, and hopefully get to chat with him for a little bit too, because yeah, I am bullish on Pre-Mint. This is I really do like that when you have to sign up for the raffle, it checks how much you have in your wallet, right? Because one of the big issues with allow listing across the board, but especially for expensive mints like this, is that, and we saw it with Cool Pets, remember, right? Everyone signed up, and then they're like, "Oh, holy shit, half an ETH! I don't have that," and that's fine. It's a lot of money when you break it down. But the redemption rate can really struggle for that. I like that there's some criteria there for it. Now, I personally don't know if it continually checks your wallet or checks it again later to verify. But regardless, you do have to signify that you have the liquid available to you, and that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what? Here's the other thing too. They're going to collect 7,875 spots. Those wallets are all going to be collected for them, added, listed properly, and it makes the management of all of that stuff
and
probably a lot more organized and substantial for. Yeah.
Some big news.
Mulligan does seem like good people, Dickenza. Yes, I agree. Sorry.
Some big news the last couple days. With Deadfellas, they have stopped offering allow list raffles to their holders.
I've seen a couple communities start to distance themselves from that. Yeah.
I do think it's going to be the trend. I think NFT projects have realized that, one, it's impossible to do real due diligence on most projects leading up to their launch. And if you give away allow list spots, you're now promoting them essentially, right? So you have that liability, of course, and the idea that you're diluting your own brand. You're giving away to your holders the right to go buy something else. That ETH could stay in your ecosystem. Okay, that person could stay in your ecosystem. Why are you off?
Well, here's the other thing too, is like, we talked a lot with StarWolVEZ in the spaces and stuff that we've done about organic growth and what it means to signify an endorsement of things, right? The reputation that is staked behind your own name in doing so. And even if you go out there and say, this is at your own risk, this is something that's been offered to the community, but we're not associated, not affiliated with it, blah, blah, blah. There is risk, because if that project ends up being a rug, or if you feel slighted by that project, regardless of how many disclaimers, you're still going to be left with that feeling like I got it from this place, right?
Yeah, of course. And it's, I think you're dealing with an industry obviously that's growing, and we see it changing all the time. And people have been complaining about the whitelist meta for a minute now, since last year, and I do think we're seeing it start to come to an end here. So, beginning of the end.
Yeah, the supply of these projects is going to get bigger. We talk about, right now in this very moment, and especially late last year, 10,000 was a bigger collection. When CloneX did 20,000, everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Now we're seeing 20,000 be a little bit more standard for NFT projects, especially as their kind of secondary collection, like the Azukis, like the Mutant Apes, like the Cool Pets. It seems to be pretty standard. Give one to the holder, have one for the public, right? Or in Azuki's case, give two to the holder, and at least they get to choose whether they want to keep one or not, because that is a tough choice too. But 20K is starting to register in people's minds, especially with bigger brands. That's not that bad. When mass adoption kicks in, and we are talking about tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people in an ecosystem, 10,000 is incredibly small. Ferrari makes 10,000 cars a year, right?
Yeah, and it sounds simplistic, but a lot of Nike's advertising happens on the product they sell you. You are their advertisement because you wear it and walk around, and people see the Nike check on your body. Having as many people wearing your brand as possible should be key. And remember, when you put out a low supply collection, 3,000, 5,000, especially if it's a PFP, there's only so many people that can go out and rep your brand. You've limited how big you can grow. 20,000 is a pretty good sweet spot for getting enough people out there wearing your brand. And then obviously you could do companion. I mean, look at Nike. They don't just have one shoe, all right? They have 15,000 different types of shoes for everybody who wants to look a certain way, and it's a different collection for each one. I think this is what you're going to see with large brands. I mean, you're already seeing it with Yuga Labs, and they keep offering a lower point of entry to people. And I'm sure Mech Dogs will be a lower point of entry as well that you will have to pay for in ETH token.
All right, my man, you want to get this this show on the road? That was a nice little pre-show segment, though. That was good. I like popping some stuff up that the audience shares with us, just riffing on stuff. Let's hit it. GM DGens, and welcome to the April 7th edition of the AM Morning Show, episode number 107. I forgot to update the title. That is my bad. 107 in the books right now. I am your host, R2DGen, and I am joined with me, as always, by Free Market Capitalist.
Hey now.
Hey now. It is Thursday morning. This week has just flown by. I can't believe I'm saying Thursday already. Feels like it's Tuesday, but it's been good. We mentioned yesterday some volume is returning to the Opensea markets. Yesterday was a bit of a slower news day. Today, a lot more news articles popped up. We've got some stuff to go over there. I've got some exciting things in the NFT space to talk about. Tom Brady bought a Bored Ape and is also partnering with ESPN. That's going to be a topic of discussion. This MOAR project, MOAR, by Joan Cornella, dropped this morning, and boy, did that go nuts. Like 800 ETH in volume traded in less than an hour. Pretty wild stuff there. So we're going to break down what Fwen Club is, what's going on there, and maybe continuing to be something to watch for in the future. Akuma Revealed. That's going to be very exciting to take a deeper look into it. I saw it go down. Pretty busy these last couple days, so we're gonna kind of look at it in real time. But what I saw earlier today looked pretty darn good. You did a EtherOrcs space yesterday, so they got some news. There's a beta going on for more of an actual like video game style stuff they got going on. And a couple other topics that we're going to dive into. On that note, we can look at crypto. It doesn't look like too much has changed this morning. Sitting down about 2% on Bitcoin and Ethereum. 3,200 for ETH held pretty strong. We got a little bit of a bounce there. Might be prime for a retest there, and Bitcoin falling down below the 44,000 mark, hitting 43,000 before bouncing a little bit as well. Again, when you zoom out a little bit, we are still within this kind of consolidation channel between in ETH, for instance, 3,500, 3,200, and it's just kind of volatile within that region here. So we are following that closely, but definitely no pause for concern when you're testing these supports, resistances, and some ETH or Bitcoin is switching into more diamond-handed holders, as we also talked about yesterday.
Well, right now we're at critical support, 3,200-ish area. We've held yesterday. We're a little above it right now. This was the previous resistance that had knocked us down multiple times. And as it works in markets, once you get above very tough resistance, you need to turn it into support. We rallied a little above 3,500. We've now gone back to test 32. So far, this is extremely healthy, exactly what you want to see. Of course, we don't want to see us lose and close underneath support on a technical level. You can superficially breach it. We did a little bit yesterday. Even falling to 3,000, for a few hours would be fine. You just want to see it quickly recapture 3,200 and show this is our new support level. I do think it's going to hold. And then we just have to consolidate here until we can get above 3,500. I do think the next move will be to 38. Macro did everything kind of pulled back together. The S&P pulled back yesterday. NASDAQ pulled back yesterday. They are also flat to slightly red today. So it has just been a very big move up. We can call this healthy consolidation for now. We'll keep an eye on it, but I think it's just building energy for the next leg up.
Yeah, it should be looking good. As we mentioned yesterday, a lot of crypto moving off of exchanges into wallets that have a low history of selling. So that's also very, very bullish, if you ask me. I'm just going to throw this out there again. We like to touch on some security issues time and time again on this show because, this is crypto, this is NFTs, and it is the wild, wild west. Google has been subject to a couple of security breaches here and there. In this article kind of outlines its third in 10 days. These are, typically referred to as 0-day threats, which, are done by some very, very, very sophisticated hackers and whatnot. Google, and of course, with their product Chrome is pretty on top of it. Once they find it, they are able to fix it properly. But you always just want to make sure that if you're using Chrome, MetaMask, built into Chrome, you want to make sure that it is always up to date because these updates typically just happen in the background and should make you secure. But it's always good to know. And if you're following along here on the screen, you'll definitely want to click the three little dots up here. You're going to go to settings, and then you're going to go to About Chrome here, and it's going to give you the version update and whether or not it's up to date. So always a good security habit to just check in there and make sure that Chrome is doing its thing in the background. It takes 30 seconds, not even, and it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to stuff like that.
Totally agree with R2. In fact, one of the most important security protocols I have in my life is to never use a Google product. So.
I knew I was setting you up for that, but that is all right.
Wouldn't ever put one in my house. I use DuckDuckGo for search. My life is perfectly normal and fine. I find everything I need to find. And my privacy is not being invaded by Mountain View, California.
Well, if you are not that security savvy as free market is, and you're using Chrome,
your two most important defenses against being hacked are your MacBook and you. Okay, hardware wallets are okay, but really, you still have your two most important lines of defense, and that would be your Mac and you. You still have to find that feature.
super important to understand that, because when free market says hardware wallets are okay, I don't think he means that like you shouldn't be using one, and that wasn't implied. However, time and time again, we see people victims of the hack being like, I had a hardware wallet, I don't know. They don't make you invincible, right? You can still sign transactions. You can still put junk into that hardware wallet that can really fuck with things. So if you're sitting there being like, nope, I got my ledger, got my Trezor, that's great. That is one of the most important things you can do. But definitely look into why it's not like this layer of invincibility, because we've seen it in the past. These guys saying, I just lost 6 Bored Apes. I don't know how. I have a hardware wallet. It still is, it's not like infallible, like it's not impenetrable, right? But the only reason it's not is because of some action that you have taken, and free market pointed that out as well, that you are the biggest security threat to yourself. So yeah, great point, free market.
And shout out to Commander's Challenge breaking this alpha. Kaiju Kings is making a new web browser. If you
what don't they do? Holy,
how bullish that makes. I will live in a Kaiju Kings web browser. I want everything in my life themed with Kaiju Kings. Dots, please.
If you're gonna give your information to someone, I'm cool with it being dots.
Yeah, I'm not worried about
I'm saying that so tongue-in-cheek.
Of course. If Augmented Labs built a browser, you could bet privacy would be the number one concern. Oh, good.
Oh, I think you got trolled there.
I did.
Well, maybe it could be a reality now. Free market gets the
browser. Live in it.
Oh, you got, man. Well, and maybe it could be a thing now. Free market gives the stamp of approval. Kaijus, have at it.
Because they're making a keyboard. I said a keyboard and a browser, but I guess hardware makes more sense than software, though they are Augmented Labs. No, I was God. Oh, well.
Oh, no, it's all good. Someone ban him. All right. NFTs. Solana NFTs can now be traded on Opensea. We mentioned this, that it was imminent last week, and it is now live. It has not broke the internet. It has not broke Opensea, and we are sitting here, and the world has not changed. You can go check it out. This is their official announcement on Twitter. But if you go there, they do have the not partner collections, featured collections, sorry, is what I should say. So they've handpicked about 160, I believe, Solana collections to be, forefront on Opensea. And then, of course, everything that's on the Solana blockchain is also accessible, as it should be. I went through this a little bit this morning. I was like, okay, let's see. This is exciting. I'm not participating in Solana NFTs. This has never been a catalyst for me to do it. Maybe if something I really like pops up, I'll start taking a look at it. But we started clicking around, and Catalina Whale Mixer was one that popped out to me as a pretty hyped NFT project. I know that it has a pretty good floor price for Solana. And lo and behold, not a whole lot of volume going on here. 10 hours ago, one sale. I saw Soul Punks. That's another one, obviously a ripoff of CryptoPunks, but also not being the beneficiary of any volume. So I don't know if this is a slow burn. I don't know if Solana holders have just decided that the Magic Eden marketplace is their place, and fuck Opensea, which I would totally understand too. But it definitely not changing the game as of yet. So we'll follow that and see if it starts moving the needle. But so far, even if you want to check the price of Sol, hasn't been a big market mover for it. In fact, down more than most of the cryptos. So yeah, I mean, keep an eye out for it, but nothing crazy going on there. Binance CEO CZ vaults into Forbes top 20 richest as $200 million Forbes deal looms. Changpeng Zhao, who heads crypto exchange Binance, has found his way into the Forbes top 20 richest billionaires list with a estimated net worth of a whopping $65 billion. I was not surprised that they was $65 billion. I would not be surprised to find out that it is actually more than that. This is just definitely what's on paper and what's transparent. I was also pretty surprised to know, and we kind of touched on this yesterday, $65 billion is an absolutely mind-boggling number, and that's only 19. In fact, this article goes on to say that somewhere in the ballpark of 240 new billionaires were created last year alone. These are some pretty staggering numbers. I got to believe a lot of it was on the back of crypto, especially with the run that it's been going on throughout that time. But yeah, man, wealthy people got some money these days.
Yes, I want to be a billionaire so fucking bad. No, you don't want to be on that. The best amount to have is $999 million, because then they don't put you on some stupid list that people talk about on YouTube shows and get you, yeah. So the goal, guys, is to be rich enough that you could do anything you want, but not rich enough to be put on a list. This is the balance you have to strike in life.
Yeah, I think you hit a new tax bracket when you're in the $1 billion range too, right?
Yeah, zero. What do you mean new? Yeah, you get into
it was a joke.
Tax bracket. What are you fucking talking about?
I'm glad you played on it. No, but yeah, this guy is could be up there with Putin for actual richest people in the world there. So, but yeah, CZ finally made it. I guess the respect has been put on his name, and Binance, the biggest crypto exchange in the world.
He used to work for Alibaba. I want to say he was an executive at Alibaba back in the day.
I'm not sure about it. I don't know much about his history, if I'm being honest with you. Always known him just as the CEO of Binance.
Ugh, what a terrible.
Yeah, don't touch that one anymore. Yeah, there's the tweet from Forbes. A total of 236 people became billionaires over the past year. And as Free Market said, you make a list. Rihanna on that list too. Kanye, I think it was at like $2.6 billion too. So he's been crushing it. Let's
wonder what ASAP Rocky thinks about that.
Why? What's
no, that his future baby mama's on the billionaires list.
Oh, for Rihanna. I thought you meant in terms of Kanye. I was like, what happened with them? Yeah, for sure. Well, they're going to be living a decent life. They'll be okay. Speaking of people that have been crushing it for their career, let's talk about Tom Brady. Two pieces of news here. ESPN enters NFTs with Tom Brady's drop on Polygon and the Autograph deal. Autograph, of course, Tom Brady's NFT platform that he is kind of putting into the sports world. That's going to be a big one. ESPN signing on board is also huge news. Obviously, ESPN has gigantic reach and gigantic marketing potential, and when these partnerships pop up, could be pretty strong. ESPN has tweeted out about GOAT NFTs are here, promoting the Tom Brady drop. And despite the fact that he is going back to the NFL this year, Autograph continues to be something that Tom Brady is going to be going full steam ahead with, partnering with ESPN. Tom Brady also, probably in conjunction with this, did buy a Bored Ape for 133 ETH, $460,000, and put it out there into the world. People got pretty excited about it, and Bored Apes continues to add on to the list of celebrities that are Bored Ape holders, and that's pretty exciting for all things Yuga Labs.
Yeah, the ape he bought is pretty epic too, with that old school football helmet that he had there, and yeah, I mean Tom Brady's as big as it gets. This is another celebrity joining the club, and apes on their way to $1 million, and this is why. And you're going to see them soon become the celebrity yacht club that they set out to be.
The Celebrity Yacht Club. I like that. Yeah. He also trippified it, tripstered it. I don't know if you've seen that, but there's like a Bored Ape holder project, and he got it made as a trippy Bored Ape. No, this is the first time I've ever seen anything. It looks like an honorary collection or something like that. But he actually did retweet that as well. So it wasn't just some like bullshit thing that popped up, unless Tom Brady was going crazy on Twitter. But yeah, I mean, again, we talk about big names. Madonna, huge name. Eminem, Steph Curry. Oh God, the list goes on and on and on. Mark Cuban, Mark Andreessen, all of those people buying Bored Apes. They're not selling them. Tom Brady, latest in this list, and he's a top god tier kind of sports personality that could have done this. So
you see, I kind of like that description. I just don't think gods lose 2 Super Bowls to the New York Giants during undefeated seasons. You know, great men, sure. Gods, sorry.
6 Super Bowl.
Sorry.
No, I got you. You're a Giants fan. I have to give you that because one you call a fluke. 2, that's a trend.
18-1, baby. 18-1.
They lost the only game that mattered.
Yep.
All right. Patriots fans are punching the air right now, but that's all right. You guys have had enough success, so you could take the chops. Let's move into the NFT market. This morning, a project called MOAR by Joan Cornella dropped. It was a Dutch auction, sold out at 1 ETH, and these things have been flying. The floor price was incredibly bugged, so there was a little bit of confusion right off the hop. Let's see if Opensea has got their shit together. Nope, still a bugged listing. I lied. I said 800 ETH in volume. We're looking at 2,000 ETH already traded. These things have been fucking flying off the shelf, selling for about 1.7 ETH, 1.8 ETH. It was pushing 1.9, 2 ETH earlier. And maybe for good reason, too. We talk a lot about Web 2 celebrity. We talk about Web 2 following and how a very, very small fraction of those people have come online and how they have built in marketing. Joan Cornella is a pretty historied and storied, comic illustrator. And if you go to his Instagram page, you'll see a lovely 3.2 million. Sorry, I'm rounding. $3.2 million. Million people following. And this is a big name to jump into this space. This has been facilitated by Fuen Club. And if you're not familiar with them, as I'm kind of learning on the go here, they are responsible for another drop that has done very well. This was People in the Place That They Love by Yasuki Hanai. This minted out earlier this year and is sitting at a 4.5 ETH floor with 1,000 items in the collection. 2.4 thousand ETH traded. So definitely had some volume moving hands, but MOAR looks to outpace that very, very quickly. And if you're not familiar with it, the little bit of digging that I have done, you'll quickly understand that this is very, very dark humor. It is, it doesn't hold anything back. It's commentary, and the whitelist part of it was after the Dutch auction, so there will be 5,500 of them. Looks like they're almost all the way there. And my biggest thing is this is going to require a lot of liquidity to get into. You're looking at 2 ETH to buy one. Could it go higher? Yeah, I see no reason why not. This guy has a massive, massive following, and Fuen Club has that at least a little bit of a proven track record of successful NFT drops. But if nothing else, I would recommend going to fuenclub.com, going to their NFT page, and maybe even just bookmarking it and checking in on it every once in a while to make sure you can get up to date on any of their newer NFT drops. So I know that we talked about this in the pre-show, so you don't really have a whole lot of context here. Just looking at the artwork, I'll blow it up there. What's your kind of first impression? It's dark. It's it's definitely got that style.
I like things that are dark, and I like spelling MOAR this way on the internet.
Where this is just like two of your passions kind of combining. You say MOAR all the time in that spelling. So. Yeah, that great Star Wars Kylo Ren meme.
That whole movie is worth it for the. There are many movies that really, honestly, just the meme alone. If we could monetize I just figured out a way to monetize memes, a non-fungible way.
Oh, would it be NFTs?
It would. It would.
Is this the first one that's ever been monetized?
No, I don't know.
No.
Disney would have to do that.
What's that?
Disney would have to do that.
Jeff saying only 5 QBs have beaten Brady and Belichick in the regular season and the playoffs. Eli is one of them. I would hazard a guess that Eli is the only one on that list that finished his career with a 500 record as well.
Yep. Yep.
Throwing that out there. Guys, watch out for a more. I'll do a little bit of a deeper dive and figure out when the reveal is and take a quick look at that. But so far seems to be absolutely crushing it. Another project that is doing very well is Akuma. It did reveal yesterday. And Tropics Howl Party. Yes, we will talk about that. Don't you worry. Akuma, sitting at a 1.1 ETH floor price, did reveal. These are pretty good. They definitely rock their own style. They have their own unique kind of color palette. As we said, very Azuki meets Gorillas meets what was the other project you kind of referred to as in there?
Oni?
You said it yesterday. Yeah, Oni. Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're at 7,500 ETH in volume traded since the drop, and we saw some big sales. We didn't see any absolutely gigantic sales like the Azukis after reveal, where I think we got up to like 40, 50 ETH, but the largest one being 15 ETH, nothing to shake a stick at, 15x the floor price. And here we are. I will say there is a pretty good diversity of rares, but I'm missing something. Maybe it's the arrows in the head or something, but I'm not sure like why this one was the biggest sale. Maybe I just haven't gone deep enough into it, but yeah, sold for 15 ETH about 7 hours ago. And looking at the rare traits, yeah, it might just be the fact that the arrows are in the head, a very rare trait there. The rares do look good though. I am digging something like this. That would make a good look at PFP too. I think it would fit in that bubble quite nicely. What's your initial reaction to these?
These look great. And I think that they are going to be the number 2 Azuki. I think that they've climbed over the other anime projects and taken that old number 2 spot. They look great. They're unique. People love them. Holding a
on this project,
holding a very nice floor price after reveal. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I own none of these. I am digging the artwork though. And if the team can continue to deliver in the same way that they've delivered the art and the mint, I think that these could have a long history ahead of them. I mean, we could do a quick check-in and see how something like EtherOrcs is doing. I don't think we actually talked about the EtherOrcs reveal. A little less kind of oomph in terms of that. Now Opensea isn't going to load for me. Fantastic. Murray over Akuma due to white paper. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking further down the road and stuff like that, I know people are incredibly bullish. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I keep saying Murray, like but like maybe it's Murray.
Woody.
A lot of people really hyped on the team behind that and the forward-looking roadmap that they have. EtherOrcs actually is just been on a wild ride because every time I think I click on this link, it's either above 1 ETH or it's below 0.5. So the floor has clearly been thinned out on there and then just ripped back up above it. I think, individually, I like this art, but yeah, I don't know. It's a 2D mecha to me, but I know that a lot of people are bullish on the long-term success of EtherOrcs as well. And you love yelling it, so I'm bringing it up for you. EtherOrcs! Bill Murray, yeah, exactly. Yeah, fantastic though. Congratulations to all the Akuma holders and the people who have accumulated them.
The Akumas are facing the right way. Let's be real here.
The correct way. Yeah, well, the right way. Yeah, I guess double entendre there.
Yeah.
Oh, Commander's Challenge missed his whitelist mint forever. Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Been there before.
Yeah.
Plenty of opportunities left in the NFT world. You'll get
they tell us.
You'll get another NFT.
It was the last one. Maybe we're just done after this.
Azuki was the last one. Wrapped it up. We've peaked. Good to go.
No.
Close up shop.
No, everything to 100 ETH. Everything in your wallet's going to 100 ETH.
I haven't actually checked on Azuki in a couple days too. I think it has continued to cool off. Yeah, 26 ETH cool off at a at a 26 ETH floor. What's that?
It's a pretty cool price.
If you could afford one of these, I wouldn't. I can't. I wouldn't say that. It's all downhill from here. I think I think it's got a very good future ahead of it. Yep, 26 ETH as Commander Challenge confirmed. Alrighty. yeah, we talked about Moonbirds going to a raffle. That was exciting. For those of you that maybe tuned in late, Moonbirds did announce that they are going through with a raffle on pre-mint NFT. I don't think we need to dive deep into it as we did in the pre-show.
They look good too, the Moonbirds.
Yeah, all the little sneak peeks that I've seen of the art. I don't wait. Why do they have the 3D ones? I don't know what that is. I haven't seen those before. I don't think that that's their actual.
But then I wouldn't have any Lemons commanders.
Oh, somebody made that for them. Yeah.
So.
No, they're looking spiffy. They're good little, great pixel art there. But yeah, so if you're interested in Moonbirds, the Dutch auction is off the table for you right now. One of the big things we did talk about was that big brands, lots of reputation at stake. They're going to be for sure moving away from opportunities to cause gas wars, and so they are raffling off the entire collection of 7,875 spots on Premint.xyz. The biggest thing is that you are going to have to pay 2.5 ETH for one of these, and you do have to confirm upon registration that you have at least that in your wallet. So go check it out if you've been excited about Moonbirds. You've got a couple days to go in and get that all done. All right. Yeah, I saw some people. Tropics jumped into the chat and mentioning the StarWolveZ party. And I do just got to let all of the wolves out there know the real reveal and the reveal party are happening in the Discord this evening in terms of Eastern time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, doing the reveal party. Tropics, the resident NFT DJ out there, hosting it for us, and yeah, we're very excited about that. We're very, very excited for people to start seeing the artwork, seeing the wolves that they got, and I think it's going to be a great time. Tropics knows how to throw a banger, man.
We love the Tropics. Gonna be a party.
Yeah, for sure. Another person mentioned Crypto Mo jumping into StarWolveZ yesterday. I guess the resident StarWolveZ whale now has accumulated last night 6 Genesis wolves and then almost 100 of the generative wolves, which was
everyone was asking me in Kaiju Kings who the guy is, and the only answer I got was he's some German dude. No idea.
Yeah, he is on YouTube. He does have like maybe like a 50,000 person following on there. But I think the highlight or the big thing about him is he does have over 20 CryptoPunks in his wallet. I kind of like checked it, and there was a lot in his collection, and it is very, very expansive. So super excited to see people dropping into the StarWolveZ economy in that kind of fashion. But yeah, I mean, StarWolveZ is still just working hard, getting that community excited for the reveal tonight. And yeah, we've been chewing our way through that 0.09 0.1 ETH floor that a lot of the later stage minters were dropping them down at, which is perfectly fine. I think it's great that a lot of people get an opportunity to buy into what we're doing at pretty near mint price. So it's been really, really fun to watch that go down. And I think, yeah, over 300 or 400 ETH in volume now. How many legendaries are in the generative collection? You're going to find out soon enough, I promise you. And Xiao saying, yeah, his videos generally revolve around BTC and ETH price movements. Yes, it is Mo Crypto, and he is definitely crypto focused on his YouTube videos. So, but very exciting nonetheless. He did jump into the Discord and say hi, so that was pretty cool of him too. Crypto Mo. Yeah, no, Mo Crypto. Crypto Mo. Yeah.
Crypto
Mo Crypto Mo problems? Nah.
No.
Yes. Very exciting stuff. So we'll talk about the reveal tomorrow, no doubt. Free Market, you did a Spaces with EtherOrcs yesterday. I didn't pull up a tab for that, but let's break down what's going on in the EtherOrcs and maybe some bigger P2E discussion too, because raid parties, it's definitely seeing a depression lately.
There is a big raid event happening in Orcs. They opened up some new raiding pools because, quite frankly, rogues were minting extremely slowly. They had in their mind the idea to get potion supply and Zug supply up and get more orcs and allies raiding versus the previous phase where you had almost no Zug potions or items to your name as it was very Zug intensive, but the raids were very short and you could essentially basically take 1 or 2 orcs and send them because they'd be back every day. So you basically were just using all your Zug and sending a couple orcs. They wanted to get that percentage up. So they changed the economy. And that caused rogues to be minting very slowly. And of course, it caused a crash in Zug price and potion price as supply started to come on in a big way. Yesterday, they opened up 3 new raid pools that are very, very high in Zug, very, very high in potions as far as how much Zug and potions you need to raid. And they're very short, 1-day turnaround. They've basically given us the ability now to speed up rogues. And why did they do it? Because dungeon crawls are coming along quicker than they thought. They had wanted to slow down things specifically to give them time to get ready for their next phase. Well, dungeon crawls is happening quicker than they thought. We've already got the beta launched, and we were talking with people yesterday about their experiences with the beta so far. And man, it is truly the next level here because, as you know, most of these games are passive, right? They are very it's not a tactile game. This isn't something that you can play at will or when you want. You stake it, you leave it, you do what you're going to do. Now, the dungeon crawls open up a bunch of new possibilities. And one of the things we discussed yesterday was rentals. And now that you can actually move your orc around and play, what could rentals look like? So the orc team talked about some of the advantages and disadvantages of different systems. We've seen things like critters in the past. We've seen Axie Infinity. Now, there are some downsides to renting. It causes a big rush initially, but then as more and more people play, less money is made, essentially becoming a self-defeating mechanism in which the asset prices start to go down as the people renting them out aren't making enough money and try to sell them, and then the people who are renting them can no longer make this is something that orcs want to avoid. So they're being very, very smart and deliberate about how they approach that, but this is something that dungeon crawls can open. Now, a dungeon crawl, like I said, live orc, moving him around, they're going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. I believe by next week, and certainly before the end of April, there's going to be a live demonstration in the Orc VC on video chat. So definitely, if you're not in there, get in there, and you can check that out before it happens. And we'll have a lot more to talk about dungeon crawls coming up. My best advice, if you're an EtherOrcs, stack that Zug, stack those potions. These raids may be a bit of a trap, in a sense, right? Why do you need bone shards? Okay, if you go out and you're trying to get as many bone shards as possible, because that's what raiding gets you, and you want to max mint allies right now, how much are those allies going to help you in the upcoming dungeon crawls? Would you rather save all that Zug and all those items to instead start attacking the dungeon with your orcs? We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it's something some people are thinking about. Maybe you go half as hard on the bone shards and start stacking some stuff. A lot of strategy to think about. That's why we love these orc community spaces.
Yeah, and I always think it's a signal of a great game when you have a lot of choices to think about how you're going to participate in it, because when that is the case, there's a lot of optimization, not only for like the exact like max minning of the game, but for your own time constraints and your own schedule too, right? And they continue to just kind of keep that very, very wide, like have a very wide berth of like of options to play the game and whatnot. So I also just love that you guys, get on the Twitter Spaces and talk this through with them and the team, and the community engagement in this project is still really incredible, even though in the last phase it didn't quite go as everybody seemed to expect it. It was really the first time I saw some FUD kind of materialize in the EtherOrcs community and greater, but it seems to have stabilized and people seem to be over it now. On that note, free market, what else do you want to talk about? We are quickly approaching that hour mark that we're trying to stick to right now. There's still a ton of stuff to be done and to be worked on. With our with StarWolveZ and all of that other stuff. So we keep it nice and tight right now. You've got your lemon squeeze coming up at 11 as it were now. And yeah, so how you feeling today? What have you got on the go?
I feel great. I'm looking forward to our reveal party tonight. We cannot wait to get these rolls into your hands. Obviously, I got the squeeze coming up at 11 Eastern. We're going to have Agnes Grabowski on. She is one of the illustrators for My Little Ponies and DC Comics, and she's going to have a live drawing session.
Ooh, nice.
There on the squeeze. And then, yeah, after that, it's going to be StarWolveZ.
Oh, yeah, very, very pumped to welcome Tropics up on the stage and do that thing with them. And we're talking about maybe having a little guest appearance as well up on there. It's going to be dope. It's going to be a great time. And it's been so fun watching this all go down, watching it with you guys, participating in it, having so much fun. You are a rabid bunch. So yeah, guys, on that note, we are going to wrap this up. Sorry that I'm not doing the Q&A session for a little bit there. We just again want to keep this show pretty tight for this week. If you tuned in late, we talked again about the crypto market, as we always do. We talked about the issues that Chrome is having and how to make sure that they are that your browser stays up. Solana NFTs dropped on the Opensea platform. Nothing crazy going on there with it. CZ is now one of the richest people in the world, top 20. That is the CEO of Binance. Tom Brady continues his NFT run, bringing ESPN along for the ride, and now jumping into Bored Apes. We looked at the collection MOAR by Joan Cornella. I hope I got that name right. Yeah, I did. And that's one that's been seeing a ton of volume this morning. So you have to go check that out. That is MOAR by Joan Cornella, done with Friends Club. More. Yeah, I can't scream like that. You're good at it. Trade of thought. Akuma Revealed. They are doing A-OK, sitting above a 1 ETH floor and holding their own with all of the other projects kind of in that niche. Azuki, Everai, Kawami, and Muri. Sorry, not Bill Murray. EtherOrcs, you did a space with them, went really well. Talked a little bit about StarWolveZ again today. Things are looking good there, and the reveal party is going live at 8 p.m. in that Discord. So if you are in there, make sure to join us. It's going to be a great time. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support, your love, being here with us. Always love starting the morning with you, D-Gens. We are going to go live again at 9:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Free market. Love you, dude. Get us out of here.
Good luck at the tables, D-Gens.